Alright, hello. Let's see. This music's loud. Alright, hello friends. Welcome. Good afternoon once again. Today we're going to be doing the Neo60. Let's see who is here. Ulster, hello. Shones, hello. Hubert the Mad, hello. ODM, yo. Kibuloy, hello. Jishi, hello. Secret Myth, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. A long weekend for those in the US, I believe. Or at least I do. Hope you all had a good weekend so far. Wise Donkey, hello. How's it going? Alright, so let's get started, shall we? Okay, so as you can see, I have a plethora of keyboards over here on the desk. And that's because we built this one yesterday, this one on the left. This is the Neo60 Cu. And then I built a couple of other builds, a couple other boards off stream at some point. And so I was just checking them here on the desk. So yeah, just had them on the desk, but I figured, you know, why not just show them if you wanted to see it. I mean, you'll probably see me on it anyway later on, but I built there's a Lily over here. That one's obviously pleatless because that's how it is. With MX Browns and a BZP on the spacebar. This one is a Duroc L7 build with palm plate on a Heine TKL1 polycarbonate. And then lastly here, the Neo60 that we built yesterday. This one is built with Keycaps blue cheese switches, which are linears, and these are currently on a what plate did we use? I think polycarb plate. I think polycarb plate was the build. So yeah, pretty nice. You can like sort of listen to the boards just kind of casually here. I can do like a quick and dirty sound test sort of thing. So let's see. Yeah. So you know, I can just do like a quick and dirty. So for the 65 CU here, I got this, right? Pretty nice. Pretty nice build. This one is with the blue cheese switches from Keygeek. Not from Keygeek, from Keybaytech, my bad. Then this one over here is the Heine TKL1 that I just built off stream recently. This one has Duroc L7 switches, so kind of like an old school build in a way, because we don't get to see Duroc switches that often. But this one sounds like this. This is on a palm plate and top mount. So these are the Durocs. pretty good. It's a nice sounding build as well. And then finally, I got here the Lily. This one is MX Browns and plateless, and the BCP on the spacebar. This one sounds like this. Also a pretty nice build, just kind of different. This just has MX Browns. MX Browns sound pretty good on playlists. It's a very nice build as well. But yeah, this is for a client. Just built it off stream. This one does have the polished bottom, and so it's very hard to keep clean, as you can see. Have to wipe it fairly often. But it's the polished one. Polished steel and red. It's a pretty nice build as well. And this one is the high decal one. See the PCB from the bottom, which is pretty cool. But yeah, those are some of the more recent builds that I've done. And today we're going to be continuing on with the Neo60. We have it in brass bottom version. I have it right here. Actually, let me put these two boards away for a sec, and maybe not the CU, the 65, I'll keep that around, but I'll put the Lily one away just because I've got too many boards around here. Actually, I'll take away this one too. Actually, you know what? I'll take away the TKL and just leave the 65 on the desk for now. Yeah. Okay. So aesthetically, Lily's my fave, and Heine my fave sound. Yeah, they all are pretty, but I do agree that the Lily is the one I really like out of the bunch for the aesthetics. So good. Crispy Senpai, hey Diego, have you done a stream where you showcase all your personal boards? Usually during the build-a-thons, I am building personal boards a lot of the time. So usually those build-a-thons have a lot of personal boards and personal builds. But typically I'll also be using personal boards as well, like on the desk. But it kind of depends on the stream, on the day. Sometimes I just like using some of the boards I've recently built, so I can get a better frame of reference for those builds. So usually you just go with that. Yeah. Okay. Let's update the keyboard command actually, because now I have a different build. Edit command keyboard, and I'm currently typing on a Neo60 Cu by qwertykeys. It is built with, these are blue cheese switches from Keybay Tech, I guess factory lubed. And then these are mounted on a PC full plate, and the keycaps are from GMK Rubrehose R2. Alright, so we opened this up yesterday during the Neo60 build. So let's show it, but I mean, I think you already saw it. It was a gray gold unit and wind keyless and a brass bottom. Got our stabs here. Let's get our parts. Our PCB. We have two plate options. We have a CF plate and a polypropylene plate. We got our PCB here as well. Got a hot swap PCB for today. Kind of wish it was solderable, but it's okay. Not a big deal. And then we got hardware. Needed gaskets, screws, and rubber. The bump-ons. Let's get the board out of here. They have new designs for the PCB IC. Yeah, this is what it looks like. This is a hot swap. I believe the solderable looks a little bit different. If you check, I think Marker-chan might have had two different PCBs, but I have the hot swap version for these two. Yeah, has the magnetic pogo pins and hot swap sockets all throughout. Kale hot swap sockets. No LED support. They do have like caps lock support, but yeah, these are. I think this is probably a wired hot swap, from what I can tell. What kind of switches are people using nowadays? There's so many switches, so I think there's always obviously people who will use like Cherry Max and Gadron, the standard stuff. Like Durox switches still exist, right? It's still around. I think nowadays a lot of people use these new, like some newer brands. Like there's, I mean, well, I guess Texi has been around technically, but Texi has a bunch of new releases. HMX is was kind of like the big new wave after the Durox JWK sort of thing. And then so we had like a lot of these long pole switches coming out of Texi and coming out of HMX, which essentially are just like factory lube, very smooth linears or tactiles, right? With long pole style bottoming out, which meant that, you know, you had that like more clacky, kind of like louder sort of sound and signature. And that's kind of been the commonplace choice as well, because especially they're very good out of factory. Like the factory lube is pretty good. So a lot of people use those as well. But yeah, I mean, I still use a lot of Cherry and Gadron myself because I like them. But yeah, you do find a lot of people use HMX for a lot. Alright, so here's the board. This is the Neo60 in brass, or with the brass bottom rather, instead of copper. So it's the CU style design though. We have this nice kind of like multiple tapered look on the side and a rounded back portion of the weight. And it's a centered USB port, and you have two bump-on spots in each corner, and then the one long one that spans the entire length of the board. And then it's currently protected by a, you know, like a plastic protector, but underneath the weight, this protector, there is like a little molded piece, a little kind of like logo accent sort of thing. Very cool looking. Yeah. It's pretty heavy, yeah. Actually unbuilt, this is, let's see. It's 4 pounds and 10 ounces, 11 ounces almost. So that's in grams. That's about 2.1 kilos without building at all, like without putting anything in there. No PCB, no plate, no nothing. 2.1 kilos, so quite hefty for the board. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we can get started, right? So I can just put this aside for now. We should figure out what plates and switches I want to use. So I have to show, I have a polypropylene plate as well as a carbon fiber plate. So we have plastic, very bendy, very flexy, and then we got a carbon fiber. And then we have a bunch of switches that we can try. I mean, it's the same ones I showed yesterday, by the way. So I didn't lube any new ones today, but you know, I'll just show you some of the options I got here. I got, oops, sorry about that. I got these Designer Studio Retro Light switches. These are lubed with 205. I got these HMX switches. I got these other HMX switches, the FJ, the film theme ones. I got some good old MX black clear tops, Neo60s. I got cotton candies. I got Texie sunny side ups with linears. I got some MX2A browns, pretty nice as well. Got some alpacas. Got some Haimu pastel sand linears. And we also have some Gateron milky top yellows. And then we lastly, I think we got these Lumen Key Astral switches, which are these very clacky, very like loud, kind of like long pole linears. Oh, we also got these blush tactiles from JWK Duroc. So yeah, and these are the ones that are currently ready to be used, but some options. What mounts is the 65 Cu built with? I currently have it with the PCB gasket. It's a little bit. Actually, the difference between that one and the top is not like super heavy. Someone was saying that they like the alphas a little better on, I think it was on this one compared to a top mount, but they like the mods a little bit more on the top mount. But you know, it's the difference is actually not huge. The top mount itself on the 65 Cus do use like those isolation little gaskets, like the ones that like kind of like are in between the screw, and so you do still get some gasket mount essentially, even though it is top mount. So the difference is not as huge. I think the main thing is like the feel, like if you're typing on the gasket mount, it does like sink in a little bit, like, you know, it has a little bit more softness to it, but it's not that much softer. Like it's in actual typing, it's not as palpable. And sound wise, I think like the gasket mount has a little bit more like, I don't know, like it's like a little tighter perhaps. So yeah. So yeah, there's some good options here. I think Hestra did mention, yeah, there's browns on CF. That's a pretty popular option. A lot of people really like MX browns on carbon fiber. It's a pretty appealing option. We have some long pole linears that we can try, similar to this build. We also have like, you know, smoothers, like also light tactiles that we can try. And then we have, you know, standard MX black. So we can maybe categorize it. Let's see, milky yellows. Okay, sure. Why don't we say, let's say, let me put some of these away then. Maybe do a poll with 5 of them. So let's say MX Browns, let's give that one option. Let's give Milky Yellows a choice. And then we can do either the Nixies or maybe the Game 1989 switches. And so 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe I'll give this Retrolights a chance as well. Let's do a quick poll. So I'll let you guys choose choice of switches, and then we can do a quick poll for a choice of plate. So MX Brown, got Milky, top yellow, MX Black clear top, HMX, what is this, Game 1989, and these are Designer Studio, J-Wick, what is this called, Retrolights, linear. I'll let you guys pick. So go ahead and vote in the poll. It's in the chat. If it's working. So I'll let you guys kind of pick it out. Once that's done, we can pick the plate. So tell me guys, what have you guys been up to this long weekend-ish? If you guys get the long weekend. If not, what have you been up to? If you had a good weekend so far. I've heard it's been snowing and or raining a lot in a lot of places, especially those who are like closer to the East Coast. Trying to find a series to watch between new episodes of Severance. I don't know what to recommend. Have you watched Only Murders in the Building? That one's pretty fun. Playing fighting games? Wow, ODM, are you a fighting game pro? Trying to plan a new PC? Oh, upgrades. Oh, very nice. Upgrades sound pretty fun. Procrastinated, same. That's big same. Actually, well, I did procrastinate, and at the same time I did like productive stuff. I was productive with keyboard stuff, caught up a bunch, right? I was productive with I did some cleaning, some vacuuming and like laundry, that kind of stuff, right? Some like general house chores. You know, like that's that, you know, I haven't really done too much outside of that. I think it's just like, and then like I started watching Solo Leveling, an anime. I've been cooking at home. So I think on Friday I made some curry. Saturday I had some chicken. Today I had some fish. Yeah. Are you going to eat anything fun since you're alone? Oh, we have a tie between these two. We need a tiebreaker. Maybe I guess I'll get to choose. Something my partner would not let me have. I guess that would be like junk food, right? I feel like if there's anything that like we wouldn't eat that often, it's like fried chicken or something like that. Like if I got myself some fried chicken, that would be like you know, like spoiling myself a little bit. So there's choices like that. All right. Let's see. So I would say personally I'm leaning towards MX Browns if we go with the carbon fiber plate. And the Milky Tops, actually carbon fiber sounds fun with the Milky Tops too. I actually wonder, has anybody done Gateron switches? I see some MX Black. Nope. Matcha Pudding. HMX. Zero Keys. HMX. Key Geek. Not as much. Get Korean fried chicken every single day. It's so expensive though. Ordering like delivery is so expensive, and so I would have to like go pick it up if even to make it slightly cheaper. But even that is like work, right? So yeah, I'm kind of torn between the MX Browns and the GATs. Did I build with GATs a long time ago, or I don't think it's been. I think I built with GATs fairly recently too, right? I think the base I built that with GATs, and then I built MX Browns on the Polygon actually, Polygon 7. I'm kind of torn. Should we do tactiles so that we have linears and then tactiles? Flip a coin. All right, I can flip a coin. Do I have a coin? I think I have like. Oh, perfect. I have basically the equivalent of a coin. I have a coin-shaped battery that's used up, a CR2032. That works. It has two sides. So I'll do, if it's face up, we get MX Browns. If it's face down, this side we get GATs, I guess. And now I'll choose a plate myself. All right, here we go. All right, it's face up, so we get MX Browns for today. All right. Let's do MX Browns on carbon fiber for something a little bit different from the others. So we'll do that. Okay, let's prep stabs. Let's see. Should I do full backspace or split backspace today? What am I feeling like doing today? Let's see. What are the last few 60s I've built, huh? Plaquette, Vita, Type K, Lunar, Bakaneko, LX60. Let's do. I feel like I've done a lot of full backspace lately, huh? We can try. He flipped it in his hand. I saw it. No, I do this, but I don't actually look at the. I don't actually look at the coin, so to speak. Let's do split back today. So let's do. So ANC shift, ANC enter, and I guess 7U because we have blockers today. So this is where the magic trick skills come in. I have no magic trick skills. I wish I had magic trick skills. That would be amazing. That would be so nice. That would be so handy. Alright, let us update that build command actually. His hands knew what was the superior option. I'm building a Neo60 brass, and I'm building with Cherry MX 2A brown switches, 205. Okay, carbon fiber plate. Okay, these are lubed with 2.5 G0 with 63.5 gram springs and TX films, I believe. Yeah. And then these will be mounted onto a carbon fiber full plate, and these are the clip-end stabs from Neo. Okay, there. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Cool, so the Neo60 Cu comes in win keyless. The HKB layout they showed was nice, but I want a win keyless 60 so bad. Yes, so this one is win keyless, yes. This one does have a win keyless top. I believe you can get it in pretty much any of the typical 60% combos, so win keyless, HKB, and win key. And so I got the win keyless one here. Oh, 30 years, Pog. Mr. Possum. Thank you so much for the sub. All right, let's lube these stabs. Should be a similar job like last evening's. So just lube the inserts a little bit, and then the wires. Not very hard to lube, actually. Are you possibly going to KeyCon in DC? Yes, I will most likely be going to KeyCon. I try to attend the East Coast events if possible. So the KeyCon is no exception, and so I will definitely be trying to attend it. So I'll be purchasing tickets. I believe tickets for KeyCon go live tomorrow. I forget the website. Was it keycon.info? But yeah, the tickets go live tomorrow afternoon, I believe. There's an Instagram profile for KeyCon organizing stuff that people are starting to post on. But yeah, it should be a fun event. Community organized KeyCon. Pretty excited for it. Are y'all going to KeyCon? It's fun. You should go if you can. Deadbeats. Oh, cool. You want to see Deadbeats on this? Okay. I wanted to go if Chicago won for this year. Try to make it out of DC. DC is fun to visit. There's a lot of stuff to do in DC at least. Also, Chicago hosts quite a few local meetups as well, like bigger ones. So if anything, Chicago gets like a decent amount of the keyboard scene. Like there's quite a lot going on in the Midwest, I would say. What if I love DC and never come back? That seems fine. That seems pretty okay to me. then you become an East Coaster. Become East Coast person, and that's great. Living in DC is a very different ordeal, I feel like, from visiting it, though. So, even if you fell in love with it, it's like, you gotta think about what life is gonna be there. It's kind of, I don't know. I personally was okay with DC life, but I prefer it up here in New York compared to DC, at least. But that's just personal opinion. I lived in DC. I lived in Maryland. I was in Rockville. I worked in Bethesda, and I would go into DC a lot, though. Into DC and also like other parts of the DMV, like Virginia. Like go to Annandale, etc. I wonder what DC has in terms of food. Oh, their food scene is pretty good. DC's food scene is pretty good. One thing about DC is things kind of close earlier, generally speaking. Like, it's not a city that's like a 24/7 type of thing. Like, it's a little bit less compared to like a bigger city. But that said, there is a scene like for everything. You can definitely find a bit of nightlife. You can definitely find food, of course. But it's a good food scene for sure. There's some really good food spots of like all kinds, you know, like cuisine, you know, just like a lot of major cities, like it just has an eclectic variety of it, and you can definitely find it in DC for the most part. I don't know if anything in particular stands out in DC for me, but that you could definitely find a bunch of stuff. But like, let's say if you're looking for like Korean food, I would recommend going to like Annandale instead of staying in the DC metropolitan area. Bethesda Elder Scrolls. Yeah. Took an arrow to the knee. If I was gonna say, if I didn't know that Bethesda was in Maryland, I would have thought you worked for Bethesda. That would be funny, huh? Drinking a lot of tea today. It's yummy. All right. Let us put these together. Diego, do you ever stop and think how your life would be like if you never got into keyboards resin? Yeah, I think about it every single day, Mr. Kupo. I think about it every single day. Like, yeah. Every time you open up that spreadsheet, yeah. I'm like, yeah, life would be different. Yeah, I would have different things to enjoy, and I would be enjoying those things. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I feel like everyone gets into some sort of vice at some point anyway. Like, I don't think I see myself as the kind of guy who would be into like a healthy hobby and would be like, oh yeah, I invested my money and I understand everything about stocks, and I totally like save money here, like la 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 there, blah blah blah, responsible spending. And now I have 10 different trips planned into the future, and my money is in place, and blah 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 blah. I don't think I would be that person. It's like it's like I see some people who are like that. I'm like, wow, kudos to you. That's amazing. Good for you. That's amazing. Have a great life. But I know it wouldn't be me. I know it wouldn't have been me. At least it wasn't black tar heroin. I don't even know what black tar heroin is specifically. Like, what's the difference between that and the other ones? But nonetheless, yeah, I guess it is not the worst, you know? Like, it could have been worse, I guess. But yeah, I do think about it all the time, Mr. Kupo. I genuinely don't know what it would be like. I imagine I would be a little bit, I don't know actually what I would be into. Like, I'm into, like, there was a point I was into like going to events, like, you know, concerts, like traveling for stuff, or like I like artwork in general, so I like might have been interested in collecting something. Like, maybe I would have gone into like vinyl or something. I don't even know. I don't think I would have gone into cars, for example. Like, outside of, like, sure, like right now, because I'm in New York City, I don't have a car. But even if I lived elsewhere, I don't think I would have gone into cars. Like you know, the whole like car culture of like modding, or like getting some, like, you know, like getting like progressive upgrades on your cars and that kind of stuff. I don't think I'm that type of person. I'm not into that. Like, I like looking at them, but I don't think I would have ever gone into them. Just kind of look from afar, admire if a friend of mine does it, that kind of stuff. I don't think I would have gone into it. I used to play music, so I feel like I might have invested more into that, like more equipment and that kind of stuff, cameras, that kind of stuff. Like, I was also always into photography, so I would have probably put money into that, you know, that kind of stuff. That said, I mean, I put some money into that too, but maybe it would have been a little bit more heavy-handed with it if I hadn't gone into keyboards specifically. But I don't know. It's honestly hard to say. The difference between heroin and black tar heroin is that heroin is a white powder and black tar heroin is a dark, sticky tar-like substance. Okay. I wanted to get into cars more. The new GTA doesn't come in manual, so I want to get one ASAP. I see. How did your fiance react when you told him your side gig? She was not very surprised. I don't know if I've told people, but she actually knows about keyboards really well. Like, her favorite switch is vintage Cherry MX blocks with 55 gram springs, lubed and filmed. Even before you, we actually technically got interested in keyboards around the same time, around like 2017 or so. Well, I technically started in 2016, but she actually got into keyboard stuff around 2017. It was actually something that neither of us, like, you know, we didn't know each other before, but after we met, we found out. Yeah. She's currently using JNV2ME with MX Browns and polycarb, but at work she uses a Plonk with MX Blacks. She's an ortho user, like, actually, and she's really good at it too. She has a Meridian as well. She really liked the board when she tried it, and so she got one. So she uses a Meridian. Otherwise, she has a blue one, I think, with Cocoa Coat. And I think that one had, I forget what switches. Yeah, Plank. Yeah. She uses ortho. So she's actually interested in stuff that's more niche. So like when I get 40s or ergo stuff, she's like, oh, can I check it out? I'm gonna start spreading a rumor about how she taught you everything you know. How do you guys meet at KeyCon? No, we actually just we just met through like the apps and stuff. Not through KeyCon or keyboard events. It was the keyboard thing was actually like completely unrelated, but it came up in, you know, in conversation later on. All right, let's try these stabs before I keep going here. But yeah, so she has less skill issue than I do in terms of layout. She doesn't actually like full backspace. She always maps everything to split backspace. Like even if it's a full backspace board, like she'll like remap it on like VIA to split back. But I think she does agree with me that full backspace looks better on the larger layouts. Aesthetics above all at the end of the day. Okay. Dude, imagine if my boyfriend was the Jesus of keyboards. I started trying split backspace, so they still don't know if I like it. It takes a little time to get used to be fair. And then once you get used to it, I think the best thing you can do is to get used to switching back and forth between. Because it's not that hard. Because I do it all the time between like using a TKL or like a HHKB, right? Okay, I think we're good. Split BS is the closest I'll get to ergonomizing. That's fair. It's not for everyone. I mean, like I can't use ortho at all, you know? I've tried. I actually had a plank for a good amount of time. I just couldn't use it though. Like I was just not good at it. I was not fast at typing with it. I actually think I have a picture somewhere. Let me find it. Oh yeah, here it is actually. I think this is it. Yeah, I had a cute plank with DSA HANA. I think that one had the all U bottom row, but I had it with a 2U at some point as well. Couldn't get used to it though. So I sold it at the end of the day. The case was really pretty though, the wooden case. It's very nice. very pretty. Yeah, yeah, it was cute. I do wish I could use these like more odd layouts. But at the same time, I'm fine with whatever I can. Do you store all the keyboard photos you take? Yeah, of course. Taking photos for me is actually a way of documenting for myself, like bookkeeping, more so than for posting. I actually don't take, like, I don't take photos because I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta really post them up. I love sharing to the internet. I actually care a little less about that and more for myself, just bookkeeping. Which is kind of why the photos I take are much more methodical and a little bit less artistic, so to speak. Because for me, the purpose is really to document. How big is your photo drive? Oh man, I don't know. I can check. So from the current, I think my current, let's see, it's calculating. Oh, okay, it's not that bad. It only has like 65,000 files. So it's like 370 gigs. Do you store locally or in the cloud? I store both ways. Like I have a not, well no, technically I have physical backups basically. I do like the backup thing. Yeah. Do you have a keyboard you regret letting go? I have regretted, yeah. I used to have an aluminum 910 that I really liked, and I let that go at some point. I at some point regretted letting go of my Duck Viper V1 as well as a V2 I think I had. I regretted letting those go. I actually re-obtained the Duck Blackbird at one point because I regretted letting one go. What else? There's a few boards I like regretted not picking up, like the Polycarb 910 I actually eventually did by, you know, good luck occurrence, but I actually had a chance to get it for basically retail and I passed on it back in the day, and yeah, that was a big regret for a while. What else have I sold that I regretted letting go of? There's probably a few other things. I think a couple of vintage items too I've regretted letting go at one point. Here's me with like 1,000 photos since 2012. Yeah, I mean, this is just a count of files, but probably in terms of photos, it's a lot fewer. It's like it also has all the metadata files and all the editing files and, you know, that kind of crap. And all the extra copies for like different resolutions and whatnot. So it's probably a lot fewer than that. But yeah, I do have a lot of photos. I try to document stuff as best as I can and bookkeep, but it's still not perfect. Like I still, even with a system, it's not perfect. Anything you miss in the hobby? I miss Geek Hack being active, to be honest. I like Discord, but I do really like, I do prefer the forum shape of the hobby, because I like that you kind of have to think about what you post there. Like there's a bit more permanence to it. You can't just you can't just edit as easily. Like, you know, it's like it's like it doesn't really go away completely kind of thing. It's a nicer way. It's a little bit less ephemeral compared to like instant chat or even Reddit, where things get buried really quickly. But I do like Geek Hack and like forum based conversations a lot. So I kind of wish we had more of that again, but it's pretty much dead. So I don't think that's ever happening. Other than that, I mean, I feel like a lot of this stuff has come back around, by the way. Like specific mounting systems, plate materials, like things have like gone in circles. So I feel like we've seen like a revitalization of top mount. We've seen a revitalization of like both softer and harder plate materials. We've seen sort of like new trends come and go, like in full, right? Like things that kind of like picked up and like really stuck and then completely disappeared on their own because, you know, it became like a passing fad, perhaps. We've seen a lot of things kind of like go in circles. Like people like, there was a time when people were like, oh, like Cherry MX is so boring, and now it's like there's people who like appreciate that as well. I mean, there always have been, but I think like it's kind of become a bit more appreciated on the mainstream again, that kind of stuff, right? But you know, it once was recognized like that too, and so it's just kind of like come back and forth. Like Gateron switches is the same. You know, like yeah, like top mount being in the more in the spotlight is a little bit strange when you think about it, because you know, for a while, like this whole gasket mount thing was a huge wave, right? Like all forms of gasket mount, whether it's pour-on like stickers, or it's like O-rings or whatever, like a version of gasket mount, right? DCS has also sort of like kind of come around as well, right? Like you do see more DCS sets, right, nowadays, so that's kind of cool. Some people are starting to use stickers again, Mr. Streamer. Unbelievable. Stickers in what sense? What do you mean by that? Keycaps has the worst UI. I mean, BB code based forums were just the norm for a while. I mean, that it's definitely a UI that's not super pleasant, especially with how you can do everything nowadays. But I mean, you get used to it. It's not that bad. It's not, if you can understand some amount of technical syntax, it's not too bad. One sec. I need to attend to something real quick. Okay. So, yeah, but I don't know, things I miss. I mean, a lot of people have come and gone as well. Like people that used to be active at one point, I don't see them at all anymore because they've moved on. Kind of miss some people for sure. Switch stickers? Yeah, oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen people be interested in Switch stickers for whatever reason, ungodly reason. I have no idea why. Films do exactly what stickers do, and probably better, but anyway, I digress. I got my eyebrows done today. Oh, nice. That sounds pleasant. I had to tame those ferrets. Alright, let's open this up. Underglow? Yeah, oh yeah, Underglow has had its phases too. That's true. Underglow kind of went away and kind of came back. Like, we have some tasteful versions of Underglow nowadays. So yeah, we've seen that too. I do actually like how we've also kind of moved into some of the more accessory parts of the hobby as well, like dust trinkets to accessories that facilitate life on the board, like on, you know, like like using a keyboard on the desk, or just like working with certain tools on the desk and things like that. It's kind of nice. Okay, so for the 60 we have just 4 screw points here at the top to undo the top and bottom pieces. Similar to the 65, we have the pogo pins, and then, I mean, we can actually open this up. You guys want to see what it looks like underneath here as well? We can undo the whole thing, because I didn't do it with the CU, with the 65. Oh, these screws are really tight. Gotta be careful with tight screws because you can always slip and strip some of them, or worse, like break anything. I miss black being popular. Oh, you mean as a case color? Yeah, true. Like black, silver, gray, right? The classic boring trio of anodized colors. Yeah, I think powder coat has taken off, right? Like powder coat, Cerakote options, E-coat options have taken off. So we do see a little bit fewer anodized options at times, but at the same time, like there's companies that offer both of everything. So you kind of get a big variety here. All right, so this is the bottom weight. I think this is steel with PVD, but it looks like that. It has some moving parts here, I believe. So, well, not moving parts, but the extra parts here. So we have a little kind of like brass piece there, and then this is just an aluminum piece that kind of slots in between here. It just kind of slots in like that, right? So this is just part of this accent part. But yeah, it looks like this. Actually, I can take off the protector later, but you know, you can see this just slots in here, like that. So that's how this part looks. If you were curious about it, I think I'd probably push this out. Yeah. But gotta be careful, I guess. It's kind of thin. Doesn't help that there it is. Do you have work tomorrow, Diego? It's President's Day? No, I do not. I do get the time off. Whatever that means? Yes, whatever that means. I'm only grateful that I have the time off. So, what are you doing on my time off? What am I doing on my time off? I'm just chillaxing, just enjoying myself. Yeah, probably just watching more shows, catching up on chores, cooking something. I'm not eating something good at home. Go out for a walk. Maybe run some errands outside if it's not raining like today. Maybe. Yeah. And then I might actually build a board if it arrives on time. Might deliver tomorrow because I think they shipped it with DHL. Don't chill too hard. Yeah. So this is what the bottom looks like. This is the bottom side of the. This is the bottom part of the board, right? So these are internal steel inserts, like weights, basically. So this kind of has a chunky part of it too. You can also fill it with foam or whatever, right? Like you can have compartments there for like batteries if you have wireless, because you can see this daughter board actually, you can see has, right, it has these two connectors. So these two connectors are for batteries that would get slotted in here. So this is the compartment for the battery. This is the ribbon cable that goes to the pogo connector section. So this part is just connected to this. So pretty simple though, but it's basically two separate little daughter boards, one for the pogo pin connector and one for the main USB port, and the batteries for like wireless function. Why does a brass bottom need steel inserts? So these are just filling in the space. So these steel inserts are just filling in the space. Typically, you would have batteries over there. So if this has wireless, then you'll have batteries, right? But it's basically a battery storage compartment here. Yeah. But since I don't have batteries right now, I just have a wired version of the board. This will just use these steel weights. Yeah. So these are just kind of fillers essentially. More weight, more thock main. Yeah. Exactly that. So let's line that back up. Just put it back together. Diego, do you have like a top 5 keyboards in your collection right now? I mean, I can tell you some of my favorites. Yeah, I've been asked this question a lot. I think in my top 5, I'll always put the HKB somewhere in there because I really like OEM Tobre, and I always go back to using my HKB at some point. So just put it there. Well, it's one of them. Some other like quote unquote like grail boards that I've had, like for example, one of the boards that I acquired like a couple years ago is the 356 Mini from OTD. I have one of those, so that's one of the, you know, nice 60% that I have. Another board that I really like a lot and use quite a bit is my Juby. It's a 60% with XT style columns on the like a left column macros. It's plateless and basically it's like PCB gasket mount, and I like that a lot. For TKLs, I have Jane V2 that I really like. Use plenty as well. So how much? Wait, how many is that? 356 Mini, HKB, Juby, Jane. What would the fifth one be? The fifth one is kind of tough. But I would say, I mean, it's usually TKLs and 60s is basically what I use the most. I'll say, I'm not sure what the last one would be. Oh, who's this? Marshmallows! Hello! Thank you for the raid. How are you? How about a corn? I do like the corn, yeah. I think for the fifth one, I might put I would say like if I had to put a TKL in that ranking, one of the boards I've been using a lot more recently is the Daji 84 for sure. That board I've been using a decent bit more, so I would probably put that one in the fifth. But that's it. It's pretty similar to a lot of other boards I have. Like basically because when I named the Jane V2, it's like I can include so many boards that have the same mounting, same kind of style. So it's kind of like an umbrella term for all of those. Yeah. Oh man, imagine Ultra Quattro but EC. I actually don't want to imagine that because I don't think I would like it that much for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the... Maybe it's like the design just feels like it would look better with MX. But maybe that's just me. Kind of don't want to imagine it, but I mean, I'm sure it's possible now with the EC stuff that's coming out, which is good. It's always a good thing. Yeah. So yeah, I think those are the 5. HHKB, 356 Mini, Juby, GMB2, and Ultra Quattro probably. Yeah. And Mr. Pooter just wanted to say that the satellite EC conversion kit you built road guide has been living rent-free in my head nonstop recently. I'm so tempted. Oh, I appreciate that you enjoyed the guide. I'm glad to hear it. It was useful. Anyway, hello. How goes it? Have you ever built an 8KB OGR? I'm gonna say no, right? I don't recall ever building one. Yeah, I don't think I've built an OGR. The OGR is the 65, right? The XT one with the pen holder. I don't think I built one. Yeah. But the new AE board stuff wouldn't change the look that much, no? Yeah, it would be fine. I mean, I think it's just because I kind of associate with MX already. Maybe it's just it's the association that's there. But yeah, I mean, I would be fine. I think it's just because I already like it a lot with MX. But maybe with Tobre it'll sound fine too. I actually do wonder what some boards would sound like with EC. It's good to see all these options pop up though. Alright, let's put some of these little isolation top mount gasket thingies on the tabs. OGR looks better in the FRL TKL config, TBH. OGR is in the regular rotation on the desk. Yeah, it's such a nice... I remember when... So OGR is Alchemist keyboards, right? That's James. I remember when James first posted the work for the OGR for that vintage keyboard contest thingy on r/custom keyboards. This is back when like Simon was running things. And... I remember seeing that and thinking, wow, that looks really nice. And it's kind of cool to now be like, oh, like yeah, that's a real like thing. And EC Dolphin could be fun, yeah. EC Dolphin could be pretty fun. Maybe converting like the PC bottom Dolphin could be pretty cool. Or even the full Alu version's fine actually. But the Dolphin is also another very cool board that, for me actually, I didn't like Dolphin at the beginning, but it kind of grew on me over time. And now I own, I own a Dolphin now, and I really like it. Sandwich mount, pretty stiff. Okay, so gotta get these top mount screws in now. Yeah, I didn't like it as much aesthetically either. Lucidity waves. It actually took me to build it in person, like to see it and build it in person to really appreciate it. So it was only until then I was like, oh, actually the sides look really cool in person. Like the machining on this board is pretty cool, and the design itself really stands out as like very tall, very big board, right? Very prominent, right? And it does look quite nice built up, and when you see it in person up close. But yeah, when I would see pictures, I was like, oh, it kind of looks just a little out there, a little ugly, right? I was not a huge fan of it, but it grew on me over time. But it's a board that actually, yeah, it does feel stiff because of the sandwich mount, but it sounds nice. It's a nice sounding board. It's like a lot of alu. It's like a lot of metal. The case is like thick, you know? And it's one of those boards that uses like like some of the earlier versions of the Dolphin also use like a thicker plate as well. Like a 2mm thick, like alu plate. Or whatever plate. Chonky, yeah. Who was it who asked what arrived on Monday? But the bomb Dolch TKL is I think coming in on Monday. If it comes in on time, I might build that. Maybe I'll try building that with some just good old classic MX Black or MX Reds or whatever. Could be fun. Do you like the Dallas at all? Yeah, I own one. I really like the Dallas. I personally really like it. I've been looking for a non-ergo Alice. What does that mean? What does a non-ergo Alice mean? What's like what how can you name it an Alice if it's non? I don't get it. What does it mean? Like a Neo Ergo or Type K? I mean not slanted. Oh. So like an Alice, like a normal Alice. Right? Like a Nunu or a I mean isn't there that huge list of boards? Like it's like where's that huge list of boards that are like Alice Alice layout. Here. 000 basic Aburada, Adagio, Alter, Amano, Aria, Steer, Avery, Elith, Evelyn, Buzz Saw, Cheshire, Core 60, Color Alice, Doma, Eda, Elia, Enigma, Palm Alice, Ergo 160, Ergodicity, Arisu, Equalis, Fallacy, Gaia, Hinoki, Hotter Take, Ilpsi, Irene, Jurgo, Kokwa, Lubrigante, Lumos, MGA, Muddle, Nasu, Niawes, Nunu, Official Acrylic Alice, Osa, Origenesis, Nunu, Poly Nunu, Praxis, Clavier's Alice, Rotund Rukia, Rikia. There's so many. There's so many. Ergonomic modified. Diego, you already know. Yes, ergonomic modified. Diego, stop. My furniture started floating. Oh, poltergeist moment. Anyway, there's a lot of these like Alice layout boards, so no shortage of those, I think. All right, shall we try this out? So I think Hastura requested that we try some DCS Deadbeats. Is that cool with y'all? DCS Deadbeats. What color is the Neo60? This one is the gray gold top with brass bottom. Oh yeah, I just remember that I need to put the bump-ons on this. I think for this one I'll put the lighter colored one. I think that looks nicer. Is it gray a little too striking against this? Should I have done black instead? Now I'm kind of regretting this color choice. It's a little too, the contrast is a little too heavy, right? Maybe the black kind of goes better on this. I think it's fine. Yeah. Looks coffee color. It's like a light gray. Okay, fine. Let's keep it for now, and if I don't like it later, we can replace it always. I think it's fine, I guess. Lighter colors in general. By the way, 안녕 Diego. 안녕. Many streamers seem to end up with an extra inch hanging off the end. You're the master. Oh, you mean for the... So there's a trick to that. I've learned my lessons over the years for that one. It's not even complicated, but basically when you paste it, like what I do is, you know, I'm gonna mock pasting this, right? So like you like grab the strip, like you fix one side, right? You like undo the part, and then you like fix it on one side, right? And then you're sort of like pushing, like you're sort of pushing it, like you sort of like fix it on one side, and you let the adhesive do the job to stick to the surface straight, but you sort of like push it along, like you're sort of like pushing it along the channel, like instead of pulling like this and placing it like this, you're following the length of the bump on and pushing it down like this, like sort of like you're like pushing you're pushing the strip down the channel and let the adhesive do its job. It's actually easier to guide it that way. It actually goes on more straight than pulling, because when you pull, the problem is this is like rubber or like silicone or whatever. You might not be pulling perfectly straight, so it actually like unevenly stretches it, and when you do that, you end up with a distorted little band, and it doesn't work that well, and you might end up with like extra length too for the bump on. But yeah, when I deal with the longer ones, I always do that. I try to do that. It's like if it man, because it has some amount of expansion and compression here. And when you push a little bit into the band, it like maintains that like fixed length. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying. You mean this is for bump-ons? Yes, this is for bump-ons. Yes, this is for bump-ons. All right. You're even calling ones that rug pulled? Oh, for the Alice boards? It was just a list that someone posted on like Mechkeys years back. I'm just reading it out loud. All right, let me get Deadbeats and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with Deadbeats. So here we have a set of Deadbeats. Alright, so let's see. Got our ABS space bars here, Lifebeats. Okay. Right, and the rest, let's put that on. Let's see, novelties. Should we put on some novelties on this? Is it PBT? Yes, this is DCS PBT. Yo, plastic bits, hello. How goes it? Nice. GMK Rubrehose would have worked too. Yeah, true. We could try GMK Rubrehose as well. If you wanted to hear it with a GMK. People do like DCS with MX Browns and this particular config, I think. Some people do. I thought of that GMK set, white and brown with Korean references. I don't have that. I think that's Hanok? GMK Hanok? GMK Hanok is a nice set as well. That would have worked pretty well too, yeah. Let's see. Put some of these novelties. I'm not sure. Do we like these novelties? The colored ones. Actually, how are they paired up, huh? Do they have? Oh, interesting. It's like sort of like that. Okay. Then there's blue ones, red ones, yellow ones, regular enter, there's so many actually. There's the caps lock. I think the rest are just 1Us and 1.5s. What are those keycaps? This is DCS Deadbeats. Do you prefer GMK or DCS Deadbeats? I like Deadbeats. You mean like Rubrehose, right? I think I like the DCS version quite a lot because it's kind of unique. But yeah, I mean, if I'm looking for that flavor of just pure cherry profile, then I would lean towards the Rubrehose one a little bit more. I also think the colorway is a little bit more kind of like refined on the GMK version, but I don't know. I kind of like both for very different reasons, right? Yeah, okay, so do I want these accents? Let's keep some, maybe. Let's try. Maybe we'll do the novelty. But is that too many novelties then? I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Do we do like 3 different colors? Or do we just go like vanilla? Just do bottom mods? Okay. Yeah, how about, yeah, we can do that. So let's keep the regular enter. And then we can do like, oh, I see these only come in colors, huh? Maybe we can do like this. And we can do a regular caps lock and regular controls. Like that. How's that? Is that good? That looks pretty nice actually. Kinda balanced. Kinda cute. Okay, let's put some caps on this. Maybe we can do I kind of wish I had any of the Deadbeat stuff here. Do I? Deadbeats. Deadbeats. Let's do. It's okay. We'll just run beige then. Let's do some makers that I haven't really shown much of. Got this guy, this little rat, little dude. Maybe let's do the ice cream. A little different. Some beige. That works well. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Okay, let the colors kind of speak for themselves instead of putting them onto the artisans. Let's just do that. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. Looks pretty nice. Alright. Let's plug it in. And let me put the mic over and we'll start typing. All right, how's that? Is that looking good? Sound is okay. You can stop the music. Where is it? Right here. All right, so I think there it is. There it is. DCS Deadbeats with this is carbon fiber, MX Browns on carbon fiber to be specific, and currently on the isolated top mount configuration. And we're trying this with DCS Deadbeats, which is a PVT dye-sub DCS keycap set. So the keycaps are actually thinner than regular cherry, or GMK rather. And the spacebar is actually ABS. You know, this is basically a replacement instead of the PVT spacebar, which has some warping. And so, yeah. So let's try it out. Okay. All right. Let's try it out. Here you go. Oh, forgot that the backspace is not programmed. This is top mount. This is top mount currently. Yeah. All right. Here is the mods. Here are the mods. Alphas. There it is. Let's see. Any questions or anything like that? Was Elbez asked, in general, how do you feel about the durability of arsons? Like, do you have confidence that they can handle the same amount of abuse as normal keycaps? I would say generally yes, actually. The only thing that you might want to like watch out for is like if they have like thin parts or like you know, parts that stick out or parts that are thin, you know, portions like that, you definitely always want to be a little bit more careful handling, because you can always, you know, break things, right? If you apply like, you know, amount of force, like, you know, off axis, things like that, right? So just always watch out for things like that. But I think other than that though, like there's a lot of resin cast keycaps that are actually quite resistant to, you know, like impact or whatever. Like compared to regular keycaps, it's pretty comparable in my opinion. But yeah, like if it has like a certain like part that stands out a little bit, like sticks out or something like that, then, you know, just exercise a little bit of care. You know, it's always nice to use keycap pullers if you're pulling keycaps off from like switches, just because you never know how tightly they're like hugging on the stem, things like that. So just like watch out for things like that. Hey Zosco, that sounds like browns. Yes, it is indeed brown switches on the carbon fiber. Is it me or is it really thuddy? It's not that thuddy in real life, I'll say. But it might be going into the mic. You might be hearing it in the mic, yeah. Especially if I like type here in the middle row, it seems to be a little bit more effective in transferring that thuddiness into the mic. I can hear it on the monitor a little bit more, but in real life, when I try to listen through the ear that I don't have covered with the monitor, it doesn't sound as thuddy. But yeah, if I'm typing a little bit more heavily, then I do hear it a little bit more. But it's not that bad. Is thuddy the new woody? Well, thuddy, I think it's when people, especially like a lot of these boards that have these heavier bottoms, whose like contact with the desk is a little bit more more prominent, I guess, or more surface area touching the desk, and you're like typing away into them. Some of that like vibration travels into like the recording device, so yeah, you can kind of hear it on the desk, I guess. But yeah, it's a little bit it does have a little bit of that, but I would say it's not the worst. That said, I guess you can technically prevent it a little bit, right? Like even if you put, you know, I'm just gonna like be like playful with this, but like even if you put like any kind of like, I'm just gonna use these gaskets as an example, but it, like if I put something underneath to sort of preventing the bottom from touching the board, the desk as much, right? It will also like affect how it sounds. So like if I do this, kind of gets rid of all that, right? It's like floating a little bit right now because these are very thick, very tall. But you can do it with regular bump-ons and just stick them on here. You stick them on here, and that will also get rid of all that like kind of like thuddy sort of sound that comes through the desk. So you can try that. You can try that at home with other boards as well, like especially like heavier ones that have like the bump-ons just sink right into your desk mat or into your desk. If you like layer it up again, like if you kind of like separate the board a little bit from the desk, it will sound very different. But that's like something that you can just play around with at home when you do that. So yeah. What about the type feeling with carbon fiber and top mount? Is it very stiff? I mean, yeah, the top mount right now here it's pretty stiff. Like it doesn't have much of a give. It actually feels, carbon fiber, at least to me, feels very close to what aluminum feels like. It's pretty stiff. So it doesn't have that much give to it. And in a lot of cases, I think carbon fiber also kind of amplifies the volume of certain switches, in particular tactiles, at least in my experience. It sounds quite nice with tactiles. But there's people who also build carbon fiber and linears, and they also sound good. Different from metal, from like aluminum, for example. And certainly different from any kind of plastic materials. Yeah, the frog TKL would be a similar case where you have a long bump on that goes kind of like, you know, across the entire board. So you have like a lot of contact, physical contact between this surface here, this bottom surface, especially at the front of the board, onto the desk, and that will transfer a lot of those vibrations too when you're typing away. So yeah, you can always separate it a little bit by putting some bump-ons or putting anything kind of like any kind of material that will separate the board a little bit from your desk, and that alone will actually help a lot with that particular issue. So yeah, that's what this board sounds like. We can try it in gasket mount, and then see if there's anything else that we wanna cover or address. So yeah, but yeah, that's the the Neo60. It's pretty good. Okay, so I'll go ahead and resume the music for now. And let's get to trying this in gasket mount. So let me see, where are those screws? Here. Here. So for example, actually, this same kind of problem can happen in like the Unicorn. It's a very well-known board that will kind of may sound thuddy in certain setups, and it also helps, like you can always put a thicker bump on or like a taller bump on to kind of avoid a little bit of the extra contact. But yeah, it depends on the board. Every board's a little different. And that's like whether or not they use standard bump-ons. Sometimes it's just the design of the board, like the front part just has a lot of contact with their desk. Next, we can try using these gaskets. So those just kind of slot in onto the PCB like that. Okay, so just like that. You see the little thingies. Place it on top. Let's just make sure our screws are in place. Okay, so there it is. Gasket mount now. All right, there it is again. Now, this time with gasket mount. See, it's not programmed. Is this on VIA? Oh, it is sort of. Actually, I'm not sure. All right. All right, let's try this out now. Okay, stop the music. And all right, this time with gasket mount, same configuration, carbon fiber plate with DCS Deadbeats and MX Browns for switches. Here we go. Why does the spacebar sound like that? Hold on. Spacebar sounds kind of slappy, right? Why is it so loud? It's so much louder. Did I miss a screw or something? Did I miss a gasket or something? Let's see. It sounds like it's making contact with the case almost. Oh, the gaskets are right there. Wow. It's just much louder. It's just very loud. It's not really shorting or anything though. Okay, we'll just try it out with. Try to enjoy all keys equally. Yes, we are supposed to enjoy all keys equally. Your tempers are not in line. Praise Keir. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, here you go. think I like this better than the previous one. Oh yeah? Yeah, maybe gasket mount is more your cup of tea. I do think the gasket mount seems to be a little bit little tighter than the top mount on this particular board. Here's the mods. Pretty good. Pretty nice. Yeah. We can actually try a little bit of the trick that I mentioned. So, you know, what you can do here is, this can be fun. So, you know, you can use like bump-ons, right? Like bump-ons are the easiest way. Like I can just use 2 of these little sticker bump-ons for if you want to get rid of the thuddiness. Like, you know, I'll paste it like right here at the corner, and the other one at the other corner, just the front part, because that's the only part that's really making a lot of the contact. So you just, you know, it's not really pasted in there, but it's good enough. Elevates the board a little bit at the corners. Hopefully the middle doesn't sag too much because it's heavy, but it should probably change how it sounds. Let's see if it does. Oh, hello, Nihon Jam. How are you? Have you confirmed your solo trip yet? I've confirmed my trip to Japan. So yeah, yeah. I actually haven't booked Japan to Korea yet. But yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, okay. Here's it with the 2 bump-ons at the bottom, okay? So very, very different, right? Like you can tell the difference. Like there is a very clear difference when that like thuddy, like that low frequency vibration isn't going into the desk and into the mic. So you know, it's a solution you can always you know, easily do when you're just like, oh, kind of sound a little too desk soundy. You can just put something small just to sort of prop the board up a little bit, and that'll help quite a bit. It's, you know, it's an easy way. It's an easy, cheap way of doing it without, you know, assuming that the design of the board won't really change. Yeah, it's just kind of like an easy way, and it won't really impact how the board looks as much, right? Because it's very tiny. DM me your Tokyo days. Okay, I shall. We can have that company meetup. Yeah. Oh, RuMC, hello. Thanks for the raid. How are you? What about the Shinjuku Red Light District meetup? Oh man. Yeah, spacebar is less in your face with the bump-ons. Yeah, right. Yeah, so it's an easy way to do it. So yeah. I mean, definitely, yeah. A little cleaner. Gives you a little bit more of that like pure keyboard sound and nothing else. So yeah, it's pretty nice. But yeah, you know, you can always remove them afterwards. Simple, right? Keep them around maybe for your future endeavors. But yeah, that also is one way to go about it. And now we're back to more desk sound. But yeah. I'm in the process of moving, so freaking dead. Oh man, moving. If I would name my top few most despised things in life, it's packing and moving for sure. And unpacking, all of that. The whole moving process is one of the worst things in life. I just hate it so much. Absolutely despise moving. I've moved so many times in my life. I think that it just kind of became a thing where I dislike so much. Yeah. That's if you have a lot of stuff. No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I just hate the idea of moving. The idea of moving like from place to place and packing, unpacking, organizing, all that. Ugh. Regardless of how much stuff I have had, like I've had very little stuff. I've had moves where I didn't have to do that much, but just the whole process is a headache. Just dislike moving. Yeah. If I can afford not to, it would be nice. All right, so let's show off the rest of the board here. Different city in Tokyo. Oh, fair. It's good for getting rid of stuff. Okay, that's definitely true. It's good for doing that moving cleaning that you didn't do on your spring cleaning times. Yeah, it's just tiresome. Yeah. So there it is. Super clean look. Actually, DCS Deadbeats looks quite nice on this color, gray gold. Actually, pretty much perfectly suited for it. It's a very nice choice here. And again, side profile. Oh, this one looks like it's not all the way in. There we go. It's a nice color, gray gold with brass bottom. There's JD over there. Hi, JD. Oh, no kiwi. Anyway, yeah. So this is the 60%, and this is the 65 with copper. Aside from aesthetics, is there any difference from brass and copper? In this case, no. In this particular case, no. They're very, very similar. So yeah. And they're basically the same price. This is like $200 essentially. 200 ballpark bucks. So very well priced. Right. When do these go live? I believe they are slated to go live towards the end of the month. Right? I can check the exact date, but I think it's towards the end of the month. Let's actually look at we can look at the Notion page together, right? Oh, where's my where's my page with it? Oh, for some reason I can't find my. Weird, I must have closed it. Neo is dominating the budget market, budget price with premium design. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. It's actually pretty crazy. So here it is. I'll zoom it in a little bit more. Right, so they have this. Let's see. Let's just scroll a little bit more. Okay, dual mount. So they have isolation top mount and gasket mount. They talk about the mounting points, PCB design, via compatible, layout, compatible stuff. No perky RGB. They kind of denote that 1.6mm, no flex cut, USB-C, right? Bluetooth 2.4 if you use a dongle. They talk about different plate options. They have carbon fiber, alu, polycarb, and polypropylene. And then 8-degree typing angle, 18.5mm in front height approximately. 2.3 kilos or 2.5 kilos depending on the build. After building, 3 different layout options, WinKey, WinKeyless, and HKB. 65% is just 65% with the arrow blocker. All the colors, silver, gray, black, teal, gray, gold, navy, purple, burgundy, red, and then retro white, greige, and nebula for spray coating. Then they have brass, copper, silver, gold, black, and dusk. The mirror ones are like mirror PVD finishes. And then the regular bottoms, they have sandblasted copper and the brass. Same with the 65%, right? And here's the pricing. So the pricing here, it's if I click on it, I think it appears bigger, but pricing is like so this particular one that I have here is the brass bottom version. I have a wired hot swap PCB with a carbon fiber plate, and that's $200 US. $200 US for that. And then, you know, as cheap as $165 if you go plateless, or $180 if you want to solder and you go plateless. So you can get it as cheap as that for brass and copper respectively. So really cheap, really competitive. As expensive as $220, so really not that much if you want to get the tri-mode hot swap. But the price is super competitive for these Neo boards. So yeah, brass slightly cheaper than copper, and not by much, but you know, like 10-15 bucks. And then there's extra plates for 20 bucks or 25 bucks, PCBs for 40 or 55 bucks, extra accessories for 5 to 15 bucks. And then shipping cost TBA. Oh, here it is. Sale time. Sale time starts at midnight Eastern time, so midnight in, you know, East Coast time, US East Coast time, on February 28th of 2025 on qwertykeys.com, and then regional vendors. It's a pre-order in recurring batches. Every Wednesday they lock orders and they fulfill by, wow, lock for fulfillment on March 4 EOD. Oh, that's not the humidifier. It's so loud. Why are you max setting? Okay, there. Sorry. I had the humidifier on max earlier because it was super dry. And I forgot to set it back down. I thought a window open. Yeah. Hurricane. Sorry about that. It was just the humidifier running on like max fan speed. It just triggers back on. It's like a humidifier thermostat sort of thing. But anyway, so orders fulfilled within 4 weeks after sale period. So you order at the end of February, and then basically you get your board before the end of March at the latest. Obviously it depends on total units sold, but it's really good. Like, you know, for like the first week of orders, lock for fulfillment on March. Okay, so they lock it for fulfillment. So yeah, so it's 4 weeks after that. So yeah, basically a month to fulfill. So yeah, they probably have already started some amount of production. They always they ship pretty quickly. So confirmed vendors right now: qwertykeys, Swag Keys, Monaco Keys, and right now not other people. But and then, you know, review videos and streams. You have a bunch of people: Marker-chan, Alex, Tyler, Captain Sterling, Kangaroo, Keyris, Keynote, Lewis, Goopbar, Dylan, Keyboard, Ansel, Clackbait, myself, Patty, Wabi Sabi, Nelson, Rice Claw, Dango, Nico, and Tycoddle in all the different colors if you want to check out any of their content. And that's it. Patty is streaming tonight. Shinchin Wong. Oh, nice. Yeah, so Patty's doing a stream tonight. It's really fast if order from them. It takes a bit longer through vendors. That makes sense because I have to process it through third party. So. Who is Lightning X? I only know Miyago 11. Fair. But yeah, the margins, yeah, probably not huge, but they do sell in big quantities, so a lot of their money is gonna be there. But yeah, for you, nothing to worry about logistically speaking. But they tend to fulfill pretty well and quickly, and so. And then this board, the 65. Very different sounds and feel. Actually, feel-wise, pretty similar. This one has a polycarb plate, so it definitely feels a lot softer when you type on it. The bottom out itself is softer, but the mounting itself is the same. So, are those long poles on the 65? Yeah, these are like long pole like switches. They kind of feel like full travel, but they have that long pole like bottom out. So they bottom out on the actual bottom piece of the switch. Blue cheese switches from Keycaps. How do you feel about them? I actually think they're pretty nice. Because they have like a when you like press on the switch, it feels like a full travel switch. It's like 3.8 millimeter. It's like pseudo full travel, but they do have that like long pole characteristic loud sound signatures. I think in this particular config they sound pretty nice. I mean, I also put long poles on the key code and that it sounded pretty good too. If you like the sound of long poles, this is a good choice. I think they're pretty smooth too. I didn't mod them at all; they're stock. Yeah. So I guess that's pretty much it as far as the build itself is concerned. If you guys had any other concerns, questions, etc. What's Devil Cat, Mr. Kupo? I'm just here for the ride. Aw. Yeah, I think as soon as I'm done with the stream, I'll probably go. I'll have something for dinner, and then I'm gonna go watch some more solo leveling. I'm already on like episode like 8, I think. What episode am I on? Yeah, I'm on episode 8. Oh, season 1. Can you show off your Blackbird? Oh, yeah, sure. My Blackbird is here. Blackbird. No, wait. No, that's not the Blackbird. This is the Blackbird. It actually currently doesn't have caps on it. Because I took them off for the rebuild and stuff, and then here's the Blackbird. I actually need to rebuild this again because I have the USB-C PCB, but I haven't installed it yet. So I need to rebuild it with a USB-C PCB. Yeah, HKB. HKB Blackbird. It actually doesn't sound too great in my opinion. It sounds okay, but it's not like amazing. Yeah. Okay, well, most of the duck boards sound pretty like average, I feel. But they look nice. They look nice. And this is one of the few low typing angle duck boards. So I do like it. This was one of my first few customs actually in keyboards, and I fell in love with it. I actually had a WinKey version, like the non-HKB one, and then I eventually swapped to an HKB one. Yeah. Avowed releases in 2 days. I'm pumped. Going to be a great game. I actually don't even know what it's about. Avowed. Action RPG. Oh. Obsidian Entertainment. Oh, cool. Oh yeah, releases in 2 days. On Unreal Engine 5. Pretty cool. So kind of like Elder Scrolls, I guess. I have to share that Diego influenced me to migrate from WinKeyless to HKB. Oh, really? Well, I think they both look great. I think HKB or WinKeyless, right? Like I have the Lily right here, the unit, the proto unit. So you know, and on the 60%, HKB and WinKeyless just look nice. They're different though, I guess, slightly different, but in functionality they're the same. So. Diego, have you seen Chainsaw Man anime? Yeah, I did. I have to say I got bored of Chainsaw Man pretty quickly. It was okay, but maybe I watched it during a time when I was just kind of sick of shonen like shows. So I kind of got bored of it. Yeah. My interest waned really quickly for Chainsaw Man. I don't know why. It was just maybe a timing thing. There's sex in this show. Yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of okay. It was average good. It was alright. It was alright. Like I would rather watch other things, I feel. It was the animation was good though. The animation on Chainsaw Man is pretty good. Like that's not. I'm not gonna argue about it. I'm not gonna argue about quality of animation and such. But the show itself was. I mean, the premise of it was okay. The show was okay. It was fun. It's not shonen, actually. Watch Edge Runners an embarrassing amount of time. Oh, it's been on my list that I haven't completed. I've been using my Type B recently, a lovely HKB which I built ISO. ISO is fine to build, okay? Look, I have international kit for 9009 and Blue Alert, and is that the only two I have? I think so. Oh, and then like a WOB one that I got at one point. I think that's it. Three sets with international. Why? Because the kits were really cheap when I got them. Well, the international kit for Blue Alert, I just got it with, you know, it was courtesy of me designing the set. But for 9009 and WOB, I got them because for 9009 because I wanted beige alternatives, because like I have like OG Cherry stuff, right? So it's nice to have like GMK double shots that match different layouts. For the WOB one, I was like one of like 3 buyers in North America The other one being DJ Suede, who obviously would have bought it, but I bought the Wob Nord kit, like Nord Plus Plus kit or whatever, because I just thought it looked cool at the time. I was like, oh yeah, like these layouts look amazing. They look really cool. So it was not that expensive. So I bought a kit, and so yeah, that's just why I have it. Gotta leave early. Thanks for the stream. No worries. Take it easy. It's already been like 2.5 hours anyway. Trying to rewatch House of the Dragon since new season's on the way, but man, it's rough seeing and hearing dragons die. Hits me right in the feels. Oh, I only build ISO. I support it when I can, when money allows. Yeah, yeah. I think. I mean, I technically grew up with some ISO as well. I got used to ANC pretty quickly because things transitioned into ANC when while I was living like in Mexico and other places. And then yeah, I just kind of got stuck with ANSI, and I just use ANSI now. But if ISO were the only way I could type, then I would probably do ISO a lot too. But yeah, now that if I'm used to ANSI and it can cost me less money, I'll offer that for sure. Yeah. Do you want to do GMK Rubrehose, or is it too late now? I could try that. Yeah, I can try if you really want. Why do you feel strongly about trying GMK Rubrehose? I've been watching Mr. In Between. I'd recommend. I haven't watched, but thanks for the rec. Just wanted to see GMK versus DCS. Okay, sure. Yeah, we can put it on. I need to take it off from another board, I think. So let me go get that. But yeah, you can do that. The color match is a plus though. Yeah, it looks good. The set does look good on this board. Warm tone, but not quite gold. Not quite gray, not quite gold. Colorway for the board anodizing. Bunch of Aussies shit talking each other is always fun. Feel like you say Aussie and that's like the first image that pops into the mind for a lot of people. Just shit talking. So GMK Rubrehose. Let me go get it. I'll be right back, okay? Alright, I'm back. GMK Rubrehose here. I need a few extra things. Oh, wait, I forgot the spacebar. Oh, it has some colorful moths too. Oh. Okay, so it looks pretty much like very similar. Very similar. Of course, you know. But yeah. So there it is with GMK Rubrehose. Again, pretty similar, right? It's pretty good. If you wanted to listen to the typing, I can try that too. That's what it sounds like with GMK. Wait, oh, right. So that's it with GMK instead of DCS. Yeah, I think sound-wise, like GMK kind of dampens a decent bit more, especially for these MX Browns. So I think the sound of DCS is a little bit more unique in that regard. But I think it ultimately comes down to preference. I can see some people liking GMK more than DCS. I feel like those who are used to GMK will hear the spacebar and think, "Oh yeah, that's totally a GMK set." But so yeah, but I think both are pretty good. You know, look-wise, they're also pretty similar because this one uses like cherry style font. So yeah, I think I personally prefer DCS a little bit more for this particular build, at least. So. All right. Yeah, DCS is good if you want to feel a switch a little bit more. Yeah, I think with MX Browns, it kind of gives it a little bit of that extra emphasis, which I like. All right, so I guess that's pretty much it. We can see if other folks are streaming, but that's pretty much all I have for today. We did our Neo60 Cu here. These blue cheese switches, which sound pretty nice on this polycarbonate plate, and then we have MX Brown, some carbon fiber. Also a nice combo on this particular build. But yeah, the pricing is super competitive on these boards, so if you're thinking of jumping on these, I can't see that they'll be a bad deal, because just like the Neo80 when it came out, or the Neo Ergo, like all these Neo boards, they really do provide amazing bang for the buck, for what they cost, and so definitely recommend them. Neo Ergo, my goat, you don't expect to enjoy it as much as I do? Yeah. I've heard similar things from people. People are like, oh yeah, I didn't expect too much, but they ended up liking it a lot. So, yeah. Alright, let's see. Logan Choi is doing an F169 Infusion shenaniganery. I'm not sure what that means, but we can raid them. I know that Patty, you said, is streaming later tonight, Kupo, so maybe Patty will be streaming later on. She'll be doing the Neo65 possibly, I think. She already did the Toro 60, I think. So, yeah. Need to get me some Neo boards before they change mine and tariffs again. True that. The tariff situation is so weird. But yeah, I guess if you're leaning to buying something, do it earlier than later. Before they do change their mind and stuff. So, but I mean, right now at the rate we're going, we're making enemies of the world. So, like, the tariff situation can only worsen, I feel. So, yeah, take advantage of it while you can. And yeah, I'll get in touch with you, Mr. Nihon Jam, pretty soon. Yeah. All right, let's go raid Logan. And again, thank you all for sticking around. You might see me again tomorrow. Being home alone and free and having the free time and also having the holiday has been nice, just to catch up on chores and other things, chilling out, just like watching shows, hanging out. I didn't really make many plans with like going outside. The weather sucks outside right now anyway. It's been like raining, snowing, that kind of stuff, like the entire weekend. So it's been good. But you might see me again tomorrow. If the board arrives, that is, the bomb Dolch TKL prototype is coming my way. But yeah, you might see me then. But if you don't see me, then I guess I'll see you guys later in the week. But if it's a work day, again, best of luck. Best, all the best for your week at work, or school, whatever it might be. But I hope you guys had a good weekend and you guys had a good time here. All right, I'm going to just nap on my extra day off. Sounds wonderful. Sounds like a great plan. All right, folks, I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Have a good night. I don't want to work. Me neither. Please save me. Bye.